If you've ever wondered how to actually convert and generate traffic without an email list, without paying a ton of money in Facebook ads, or without having a huge audience, you're going to love this episode. I'm actually breaking down the first strategy of a brand new masterclass that I'm actually hosting for my friends over at Samcart. This is just the first strategy. And in it, we talk about leveraging what I call the OPA method, which is other people's audiences. I'm going to show you a case study of one of our members who leveraged this strategy and was able to make $2,200 in the first week releasing his product. And I hope that you enjoy it. So definitely check it out. The question that we're asking ourselves at this point is, how do we accelerate our customer acquisition and boost our cash flow, right? So how can I actually do this the fastest possible way, knowing that this is not necessarily the only strategy I'm going to keep using for the rest of the duration of my business? Because frankly, it's not sustainable to constantly be in that hustle mode, right? You want to have passive traffic coming your way, if there's such a thing, but really just recurring traffic. People are coming to you instead of you having to chase them down. That's the dream. But when you're getting started, or when you're in, again, that hustle period or that sprint season, you want to actually go to people, show face, right? Figure out how you're going to interact with them. And really, there's 3 ways of doing that. 3 ways of getting in front of your customers instead of waiting for them to come to you, which should eventually happen again if you got your long-term strategy down. So, short-term strategy, 3 ways. Number 1, you leverage your audience, right? You leverage your audience. But Kim, you said that I didn't have to have a big audience. What are you talking about? I know. Don't worry. I'm just sharing the 3 different ways. The second way is through paid ads, right? You get discovered. Again, remember our 4 stages: discovery, consumption, acquisition, and ascension. So getting discovered through paid ads is a really phenomenal strategy, but let's face it, not all of us have a chunk of change to invest in ads, or maybe we don't even have the time to learn how to market on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and YouTube or Google appropriately in a smart way. And then there's the last one, which is OPA. And let me tell you something. That's what we're going to talk about today. It's that OPA strategy. And you might be wondering, what the heck is OPA? So OPA stands for other people's audiences, baby. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to leverage other people's audiences to drive traffic, to actually make sales and revenue. And we're going to do it strategically. So I hope you're excited, because I sure am. Let's do it. Now, when you're marketing to OPAs or other people's audiences, it's very important that you remember this. You should never operate exclusively through a short-term cash flow strategy. And I should add to that, for an extended period of time. Meaning, remember how we talked about the long-term strategy? I still want you to pay attention to that. It's important to create content. It's important to build an audience. It's important to build an email list. It's important to use paid ads. But I don't necessarily want you to just get so hyper-focused only on short-term strategies because you're seeing that cash flow influx and getting really excited about it, which is great, that you forget about the long-term strategy. Otherwise, you're just going to be in hustle mode all the time, and that's not what I want for you. So big disclaimer, very important, don't say I didn't tell you. Now, when we're talking about kind of organic traffic strategies versus short-term strategies, let's get specific into these, right? So we already talked about what long-term looks like: social media, search, list building, content creation, and the list goes on and on and on, right? Great long-term strategies. If you execute them well and you hyper-focus, you're going to have traffic on your website, on your funnels, on your Samcart pages for years and years to come. Now, short-term strategy, that's where we're just literally going to get real tactical. Like, we're just hyper-focusing and just getting it done. And so here's a couple of different ways, right, that you can leverage that short-term game and start driving that traffic. Number 1, HM. And if you've been around the block for a while, you know exactly what this means. It's hustle marketing. Hustle marketing. You're going to hustle your buns off. You're going to show up in front of people. You're going to leverage other people's audiences, right? Those OPAs. You're going to activate those, and you're just going to get it done. Number 2, MI marketing, which stands for micro influencer marketing. Again, a different type of marketing. We're going to leverage other people's audiences, and you're going to not just get them excited about hearing what you have to say, you're actually going to move them into action. And you're going to do it in a really strategic way through leveraging other people's influence. Affiliates. Another fantastic way of really just driving that organic traffic, building relationships that will help boost your brand through years and years and years to come. And then JV partnerships, right? Both affiliates and JV partnerships are ways that you can leverage other people's email list and their social media audiences, not just for launching, but just for getting, recurring revenue, for building a referral network, and for just helping each other out, especially when you are in these two categories where you're giving your partners, your JV partners, your affiliates, a cut of the sales. It's a phenomenal marketing strategy, and it's way cheaper than advertising. So definitely something every brand should be leveraging, regardless of what stage you're in, whether you are just starting out and you're like, hey, I gotta put that sweat equity right now, or you're just looking to scale and level up. These are things that you should be layering into your marketing strategy to continue growing and moving the needle in your business. All right, so let's get into OPA strategy number 1. Remember, OPA stands for other people's audiences. Can I get a shout? You excited? Because I sure as heck am. This is number 1, YouTube influencers. I know. Listen, this might sound like something that only very niche businesses do. But the reality is, in my opinion, this is one of the most untapped sources of freaking free, amazingly specific, niche down, golden traffic. And I've seen it over and over and over again, because one of the awesome things about running a membership site with over 1,000 members is that I get to coach people from all walks of life, from all different businesses in literally 42 different countries on how to leverage the internet to grow based on their specific business. And so I get to see so many stories and hear from our members constantly. And that's why I wanted to share Pat's story with you. So Pat has this awesome product called, I can't remember the name exactly actually, but it's this affordable light stand stabilization system. So Pat's a photographer. He developed this system where he was just unhappy with the way that light stands were designed, and how you had to constantly have like stand weights on them to hold them steady while you're shooting outside, and then the wind would like knock over the light stand. So anyway, he designed this really interesting gadget. And he came into the business lunch. He was like, listen, Kim, I don't know how the heck to market this thing. I don't have a social media presence. I can't afford to spend paid ads, because right now everything I'm making from my photography business is going into, paying for my bills. How do I actually get this thing out there? And I said, you know what, Pat? I think that one of the best things you could do is go leverage some OPAs. Go get yourself some YouTube influencers who would be willing to review your product in exchange for just, the free product. You'll send them the free product, ask for a review, no strings attached, no pressure, and see what happens. So Pat actually went, he did his homework, he hustled like crazy. And the first day this video came out, this is, if you are in the photography niche and you know who Curtis Judd is, he's this amazing, amazing photographer. He also, does a lot of light and sound, I believe. I could be wrong if he's a photographer or not, but I don't know. I watch his tutorials coincidentally, and I think he's super awesome. But this video was actually published 3 years ago, and Pat's product was $35, right? $35 product. Within a week of this video going live, where he briefly mentions this product and briefly reviews it. This is not a dedicated review. As you can see, the title says 3 tools for filmmakers. He reviews 2 other tools in addition to Pat's. Pat made $2,200 in 1 week. So he got a ton of sales, literally zero exposure, absolutely no social media following, no list, and no way of actually promoting through paid ads. And I just want to share this story because this gave Pat so much momentum. It gave him so much encouragement and excitement about getting his product out there. And then he started working with more and more influencers. So you can do the math. If this is what happened within 1 week, can you imagine, right, how much this video continues generating for Pat's business 3 years later? So it's something that's really, really underutilized in the digital marketing space, and a strategy that frankly is under utilized, it's undertapped. A lot of larger corporations know about this and they definitely exploit it. But small business owners, we need to be, helping other small business owners. And that's what these influencers are. They have such amazing communities that are so engaged, and it's something that we don't utilize. So this is what Pat's strategy looked like, right? Very, very simple. He got a bunch of people to do product reviews. Actually, I told him this. I said, hey, I want you to make a list of 20 to 30 YouTube influencers who are in the product photography space, right? And would be willing to do this for you. He didn't pay them a cent. All he said was, hey, if you like the product, would you mind mentioning it in one of your videos? It was not pushy. And they did it because this creates a lot of content for them, exposes their audiences to helpful products, and they can also keep the product. So that's something to keep in mind. And this is what the strategy looked like, right? Product review, boom, through video. And if you don't know anything about YouTube, it's a search engine, right? So the more time goes by, usually the more and more views a video will get. So it actually is content that gets better over time, that generates more traffic over time. And frankly, I can't see a better strategy than this one when it comes to just getting the word out there about your product. So you go from product review to your SamCart page, right? Very simple. If you don't have a sales page, that's fine. SamCart has you covered. You could also just have a combo of your sales page and a SamCart page. That's what we do. And from there, people actually give you their money. It's that simple. Literally 3 steps, 1, 2, 3. Product review, link in the description of that product, and then kind of going into the actual SamCart page, as well as the exchange of value, which is the sale. Simple, straight to the point, and so effective. Now, something that Pat did that was really smart and kind of like a little bit of an advanced strategy or a little bonus strategy is he actually gave Curtis a 15% discount so that he could give that to his audience with a code, and that way they were getting an extra incentive. So you can see here, Curtis added it in the description of the video, and the rest is kind of, self-explanatory, very simple. So how can you implement this into your own business? Really, 3 steps is all you need to do. Number 1, make a list of 20 to 40 YouTube influencers in your niche. And this is not hard to do. And of course, keep in mind that not every single business is going to have a big enough niche on YouTube. So again, don't stress out about it. If you see that there's 4 or 5 influencers on YouTube in your niche, that's good enough. I'm trying to go volume because I know that these influencers are super busy, especially if they have a larger audience. They are used to being compensated for reviewing products. And so you want to be strategic about the way that you go about this. So if you can reach out to 20 to 40 influencers, you could probably expect at least 5 of them to get back to you and actually create some kind of review, which I think is amazing. Step number 2. Just as important, I want you to reach out with an offer to send them your product for free in exchange for no strings attached review. Now, if you want an even better chance of them saying yes, you can actually offer, a discount code for their audience, some kind of bonus, or even a cut of the commission, right? So if you really want to make this sure that they're going to say yes, you could totally do all 3, right? Again, no pressure here. I'm just giving you ideas as to what you could do so that hopefully you feel inspired. And last, you're going to add in a bonus or discount specifically for their audience. I think this is a must just because it at least shows that you want to take care of that creator's audience, and that's something that they've worked really, really hard to achieve and that they're going to always protect. So be mindful of that. So hey, that's strategy number 1. I've partnered with my friends at SamCart to really help you take things to the next level. So there's an entire masterclass that I shot for them as part of their yearly SamCart launch. If you know anything about me, you know that I absolutely love this tool. It's my number 1 sales tool, and it'll easily help you launch your product, your service, or your course via a very easy optimized for conversions type of tool. So if you've never heard of Samcart, I urge you to check out their free series below. Plus, they're actually offering for a limited time some crazy bonuses and a 40% discount on their annual plan. So we are affiliates. This is not a sponsored video though. I've been a proud customer for 5 years of Samcart, and I really think that if you leverage these strategies, they'll go such a long way for your brand and your business. All the information is in the links below here in the description box. You can check that out. Number one, the free series, as well as you can check out more information on their brand new deals going on now. You guys ask me all the time about what is the tool that I use? Do I use things like ClickFunnels? Do I use Infusionsoft or Entreport? And the reality is I just use Samcart. I absolutely love that tool, connected easily with ConvertKit, and it's so simple. It integrates with so many tools, and it's literally the one tool I credit for helping us double our conversions over the last 5 years, like time and time again. So check it out, and I'll see you in the next episode. Un beso. Bye for now.